What's going on, family? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Corey.
And I'm Keisha.
And together we are HisHerbs, and we're just in small time growing food in the high desert of Southern California. All right, guys. So I was in a forum, a Facebook group, and someone had mentioned that they were excited that the spring garden is over because the heat between the heat and the bugs and all that other stuff, they were just exhausted and they were done and they were like on the verge of just stopping gardening altogether. So they went on to say that they basically didn't know that they could actually garden throughout the winter, or throughout the fall, throughout the winter, and all that good stuff. So
they were happy that summer and spring was over.
Yeah. So they could take a break. Now that's cool if you like. We know people that don't like to garden through the fall.
Yeah, and that's a choice for them.
Yeah, that's a choice. So if that's what you prefer, then by all means, right? Because that's the time for you to take a break, kind of let your garden rest and reset. Then you just come back and attack everything and the beginning of the year. But those of you who don't actually know, you can actually start a fall garden, and we're going to give you 3 of our reasons why everybody should have a fall garden if you can afford to, being financially, mentally, physically, all that good stuff, right? So we're going to just give you a couple of our reasons why everybody should have a fall garden. We think everybody should have a fall garden. All right. So ladies first.
Okay. So the number one reason why I think everybody should have a fall garden is your herbs. Everybody uses herbs. Everybody loves herbs. But what in my, I was gonna say my studies, but in my experience, I found that when you plant your herbs in the fall, you get so much more abundance in the spring. So by the time the spring gets here, your herbs are already growing and like putting out a lot. So I had some chamomile that I planted last fall. In the spring, we kept getting flowers and flowers, and we were making tea like every night. We were making tea.
No, we weren't.
The kids were making tea every night. She loves chamomile.
She took all the chamomile.
So they were growing so good. So I decided that I was going to just get a bunch of chamomile and grow a bunch of chamomile. But the chamomile that I grew closer to the summer, they got burnt out. But my big chamomile was established, way more established, and was just putting out chamomile flowers over and over again. So, and it's not just chamomile. So our chocolate mint, our lemon balm, oregano, all those things were putting out so much more than the ones that we planted this year. So perennials are a great reason to have a fall garden.
Another good reason to have a fall garden is going to be less pest pressure, less sun pressure, all of that good stuff, right? So the complications that you had to deal with in the summer are not going to be as apparent in the fall and the winter. Okay, so things like pest pressure, fewer is going to be less cabbage moth activity, right? In our area, the cabbage moth or the whitefly, they're not as active. You still get some, but nowhere near as many as we get in the warmer months.
Look closely.
No hornworms, no squash bugs. Those things aren't active in, at least from my experience, in the fall and the winter as like they are in the warmer months. So you don't have to come out here and fight with these things every single day to keep your garden alive, right? So pest pressure and heat, almost obsolete.
Gardening to me is all year round. You use one season to build on another season. So while you are growing your spring garden, you will still have your brassicas, so your broccoli, cabbages, collards. You will still have those, and also, guys, your onions, because your onions are gonna do really good through the winter, and your garlics,
carrots.
Yeah, and your carrots, your root vegetables. So by the time spring comes around, you would already have carrots, garlic, onion, your collard greens, broccolis, cabbages already done chopped up, put in the freezer, preserved, canned up, and you will be living off those, you know, through the winter and possibly some summer nights as well. So
another good reason to have a fall garden is less maintenance. So not only do you have to not deal with as many pests, but you also don't have to water as much because it's not as hot, right? And if you have a good layer of mulch, I mean, in the spring, before it really got hot, I think we were watering like maybe twice a week because I would come out and I would check, and
it's moist.
it's still moist, you know, so it didn't need anything until that heat wave hit, and then obviously you got to come out and water a little bit more. But not a bunch of green. If it's like that in spring, what do you think it's like in the fall? Like in the fall, you could probably get away with watering once a week, maybe, you know.
So low maintenance.
So really low maintenance. Like I said, is from my experience, from what we've done in the garden, less weed pressure, less bug pressure, less watering. You don't have to worry about the sun beating down on your garden. It's super easy. It's like a fall to winter garden is almost like it's on autopilot.
And you can also take advantage, for those of us that have smaller gardens, you can take advantage of a different time of the season in order to get more food. So if you have a small garden and you can't grow a bunch of things, you just spread out your growth season, and now you're getting more food all year round.
Another good reason from my perspective is, depending on what you want to grow, you don't have to just grow food in your fall garden. Some people want to replenish their soils throughout the fall because maybe you decide not to have a fall garden. That's fine, 100%. But one thing you may want to consider is putting down a cover crop. A cover crop can be like radish, things that grow within like less than a month. Some people use hairy vetch. They use a certain type of pea. They use different things to just kind of,
or clover,
red clover. There's another one too. I forgot. I was about to say green clover, but I might have been wrong.
Made that.
I think I did make that up. So don't tell nobody. And what that does is they don't intend to harvest those things. What they want to do is they want to let it grow, and those vegetables, that crop will replenish the soil. They will use some nutrients in the soil, but then they're going to put a lot of nutrients back in the soil. Like they're basically like nitrogen fixers.
They're going to feed the microbes too.
Yeah, and they're going to keep the microbes active and happy and thriving and multiplying and doing all the things that they do, right? And then at the end of the season, right before you come out for your spring planting, they're going to just chop those things down and let them die in place and let all that stuff decompose right in the or compost right in place. And all the nutrients that they have in them is going to just break down and go right back into the soil for your spring garden plants. So even if you don't want to have a fall garden, maybe it's a good idea just to come out and throw down some clover, throw down some hairy vetch, throw down some people use peas, some people like legumes, stuff like that, and just throw them in your garden and let them grow. You don't even have to maintenance them. Just let them grow as wild as they want, do their thing, because at the end of the season, all you're going to do anyway is come through and chop it all down and let it do a big chop and drop across the entire garden. Let that stuff break down in place, and then those nutrients are going to be available for your spring plants. That's it. Easy day. But that's all we got, y'all. That's all we got. Thank you guys for watching. If you found this video helpful, please, you guys know what to do. Hit the like button. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment below. Let us know. Do you guys have a fall garden or not? And what do you think about the idea of fall gardening? Is it a burden on you because you're just coming out of the spring and summer, or is it something you look forward to? I know, like Chris over at Back to Our Roots, in one of his videos a while back, he said that the fall is actually his favorite time to grow. And I didn't understand it then, because I'm thinking like, you can't grow watermelon and cantaloupe and the fruit that we like to eat in the fall. But I think I may understand what he mean by that, because it's so low maintenance.
So laid back.
Yeah, so laid back. So leave us a comment. Tell us what you think about fall gardening, and we will see you guys in the next video. Deuces.